Good day, everyone. You are welcome back to today's class. Today, we're considering topic titled Sequence and Series under Arithmetic Progression, represented with capital letter A and capital letter P. A stands for arithmetic, while P stands for progression. And questions like this often result to simultaneous equation. Let's look at the question critically. The question says, if the sixth term of an arithmetic progression is 37 and the sum of the first six terms is 147, find the first term, the sum of the first 15 terms. When you look at this question, it involves two formulas. The first formula we deal with n term. T subscript n equals a plus open bracket n minus 1 close the bracket d. Why? Let me write it before I move to the sum of the equation. How do you know that you are going to make use of the n term? The question says if the sixth term of an arithmetic progression is 37. This term being mentioned in the first statement always refers to using the formula of n term. Let me write the formula of the n term. You don't need to cram the formula. How do you know formula? Is by constant practicing. When you are practicing often and often, you get used to the formula, it will stick to your memory. Now let's see the formula of the n term. T subscript n equals a plus open bracket n minus 1 d. That's the n term formula. Now let's look at the second part of the question. And the sum of the first six terms is 147. You see, sum being mentioned in the second statement. The first statement says 6 term. Because of this term, you make use of T subscript n equals a plus open bracket n minus 1 close your bracket d. A stands for the first term, n stands for the number of terms, while d stands for the common difference. Now, the second statement says, and the sum of the first six terms is 147. We are going to make use of the formula for the sum. Now, what is the formula for the sum under AP? Don't forget that we are making use of AP formula. Sum S substitute n equals n over 2 open bracket 2a plus n minus 1 close the bracket d close the brackets. Now let's make the bracket of the first one to be different from the second. Let's use the curly bracket for the outside bracket, curly bracket. This is the formula for the sum of the n term. And sum of the n term has two formulas. We have one that says Sn equals n over 2, put the curly bracket a plus the last term. Okay, the last term is a plus n minus 1 d. Okay, it's like when you're having something like this. Let's see the formula, how we derived this a sum of the n term equals n over 2 open bracket a plus l. Sn equals n over 2, the curly bracket a plus another a plus n minus 1 close the bracket d. You can see that a plus n minus 1 d stand for the last term and also can be called n term. Now instead of writing a plus n minus 1 d, just replace with the last term. Okay, L stands for the last term. And a plus a will give you 2a. We're not making use of the one I'm claiming. Now, what one we are making use of is these two formulas. We are making use of these two formulas. Now let's look at the question again. If the sixth term of an AP is means equals to in the question. Now if the sixth term, we now write T6. That's the meaning. We want to interpret the mathematical expression. T6 equals A. We don't have first term. Don't look at the question. You have to find the first term and the sum of the first 15 term. That means that we don't know first term. We start with small letter A. Small letter. We use small letter A to represent first term. Plus open bracket. What's our n? Is 6. Number of 10 is 6. 6 minus 1, close the bracket, D, because of the word is, which means equals to. Now say equals to 37. When you're having 2 equals to in a question, forget about T6 and let's concentrate on the last statement, which is A plus 6 minus 1D equals to 37. You can't have 2 equals to in an equation. Now you now have A plus 6 minus 1, that is 5D equals to 37. That's our equation 1. See that it's resulting to simultaneous equation. The first statement, we got the equation 1, and the second statement is sum of the first 6 terms. We're going to make use of the sum formula, which is S subscript C, that is sum of the 6 term, equals to N is 6, that's the number of term, 6 divided by 2, curly bracket, open the curly bracket, 2A, we don't know first term, plus 6 is our number of term, 6 minus 1, close the bracket, common difference, close the bracket with your outside curly brackets. From there, you now have sum of the 6 term will now be, okay, it's being equated to a particular number is 147 equals to 147. Okay, is means equals to. Now let's try to simplify the equation so that it can result to the second equation. Now let's see 6 sum of the 6 term equals 6 over 2 upon the curly brackets 2a plus 6 minus 1 is 5, 5d, put it outside curly bracket, close it, equals to 147. Can you see that we're having 2 equals to? We'll be concentrating on the last statement and forget about the S subscript 6, which is sum of the 6 terms. We have analyzed the sum of the 6 terms. We don't need to be writing the sum of the 6 terms again. Likewise, we have analyzed the T subscript 6, that is number of 10, T6. Okay, we have expressed it out. You don't need to be writing T6 again. Now, let's now solve the problem. 2 here 1, 2 in 2 into 1, 2 in 6, 3. Now, let's forget about the sum of this 6 times. Then written, we will not write it again. All right, 3 open brackets 2a plus 5d close the bracket equals to 147. Now let's open the bracket. 3 times 2a, that is 6a. 3 times 5d, that is 15d, equals to 147. Okay, this is our equation 2. Now let's bring the two equations together. Let's bring the two equations together. The first equation says a plus 5d equals to 37. Equation 1. A plus 5d equals to 37. That's our equation 1. And our equation 2 is 6a plus 15d equals to 147. That's our equation 2. What we need to do is that we have to make or whether letter A or letter D to cancel out. What you need to do, want to eliminate one of the letters. How do you do that? You can see that you can either concentrate on eliminating A, but in my own case, I want to remove letter A. What I need to do is to multiply equation 1 with the coefficient of letter A in equation 2, and also multiply equation 2 with the coefficients of A in equation 2, so that letter A can cancel out. We'll now be able to solve for common difference, which is being represented with small letter d. Now let me write it as a statement. Multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of A, letter A, in equation 1, which is 1. And also multiply equation 2, and multiply equation 1 by the coefficient by equation 1, multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of letter A in equation 2. Okay, since you have analyzed the statement like that, you can now say 6 times A plus 5D equals to 37. That's in equation 1. We are using 6 to multiply all the expression in equation 1, and also use the coefficient of A, which is 1. There's 1 at the front, but it's not written. 1 multiplied by 6A plus 15D equals to 147. That's equation 2. When you do that, you have the following to result to another equation. 6 times A, that is 6A. 6 times 5, that is 30D. 6 times 37, let's see, the 7 times 6. 6 times 7, that is 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 7, that's 42. Put 2 down, carry 4. 6 times 6 times 3, that's 18. 18 plus 4, that's 222. 222. 2 equals to 222. That's our equation 3. I've gotten the equation 3 now. Now let's go to equation 2 to get our equation. 1 times 6A, that's 6A. 1 times 15D, that's plus 15D. 1 times 147, that's 147. That's equation 4. You can see that you're having 6A that are the same. You can now eliminate A. You can now eliminate the letter A now. You can now say subtract. Since equation 3 is greater than equation 4, we want to get an expression that will give us positive value. You can now, so that you can make the work more easier, you can now say subtract equation 4 from equation 3. When you do that, you now have the following: 6a, there's subtraction in between. 6a minus 6a, come to d plus 30d minus 15d. Negative and positive give us negative, equals to 222 minus 147. 6a cancel 6a. Consider you have eliminated a. We are now concentrating on d. 30d minus 15d, that's 15d. Now let's subtract 147 from 222. 222 minus 147. Remove 7 from 2 is impossible. Borrow 1 from 2, so borrow 1 from 2 to this 2 becomes 12. 12 minus 7, that is 5. That is 5. Remainder 1 here. 1 minus 4 is impossible. Borrow 1 from 2 to this one becomes 11. 11 minus 4, that is 7. Remainder 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. That means that is 75. When you do your subtraction, we are having 75. 15d equals to 75. We divide both sides by 15. Divide both sides by 15. When you do that, you have 15d divided by 15 equals to 75 divided by 15. 15 cancel 15. Let's break this expression down, this fraction down. 5 goes in 15, that is 3. 5 goes in 7, that's 2. Remainder 2. 5 goes in 20. No, 5 goes in 7, 1. 5 goes in 7, 1. Remainder 2. Remainder 2. 5 goes in 25, that is 5. 3 goes in 3, 1. 3 goes in 15, 5. Your common difference, your d now, equals to 5. I now write it as a statement. I'll write it as a statement now. So therefore, the common difference is 5. Don't forget that we're looking for the first term. Go back to equation 1 and substitute your common difference, d. And our equation 1 is a plus 5d plus equals to 37. Now substitute d equals to 5 in equation 1. Okay? When you do that, you now have a plus 5 open bracket 5 close the bracket equals to 37. Now have a plus 5 times 5, that's 25, equals to 37. Collect the items. Now let's take 25 across the equal sign. A now equals 37 minus 25. 7 minus 25, let's see. 37 minus 25. 7 minus 5, that is 2. 3 minus 2, that is 1. That's 12. Your first term equals 12. Now the first question that says find the first term is 12. Therefore, the first term is 12. Now the second part of the question, we have to look for the sum of the first 15 term. You can use any of the equation to get your first term, but you always look at the one with small numbers so that you can easily get your answer. And the second part of the question, we have to look for the sum of the first 15 terms. Sum of the first 15 terms. Now, the B part, the formula for the sum, S of n equals n over 2, open bracket, 2a plus, open bracket, n minus 1, close the bracket, d. Okay? Now, sum of the first 15 terms, that's S15, because in this case, you have to know that your n is 15. Okay? Your common difference is 5. The common difference is 5 on your first term. Let's write it very well. Let's put it down. Your n, in this case, is 15. Your first term, you got first term to be 12. Your common difference is 5. You have to substitute this value, and sum of the 15 term equals 15 over 2, open bracket, 2 times first term is 12. 2 times 12 plus 15 minus 1 multiplied by 5, close the bracket. Sum of the 15 term equals 15 over 2. 2 times 12, that's 24, plus 15 minus 1, that is 14. 14 times 5. Okay? Now, sum of the 15 term equals 15 over 2. Let's add what's in the bracket. Let's carry out the multiplication of 14 times 5 first. 24 plus 14 times 5. 5 times 4, 20, 0, carry 2. 5 times 1, 5, plus 2, that is 7. 24 plus 70. Sum of the 15 term equals 15 over 2. 24 plus 70, that's 94. Okay, it's 94 over 1. 2 into 1, 2 in 9, that is 4, remainder 1. 2 in 14, that is 7. Now, the sum of the 15th term equals 15 times 47. Let's carry the multiplication. Now, 15 times 47. 7 times 5, that is 35. Put 5 down, carry 3. 7 times 1, 7 plus 3, that is 10. 4 times 5, that is 20. 0, carry 2. 4 times 1, 4 plus 2, that's 6. Let's add it together. 5, 0, 1 plus 6, that's 7. 7 around 5. 7 and 5. Sum of the 15 term equals to 705. That's the solution to the second part of the question that says you find the sum of the first 15 terms. This is the end of the class. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates. And also don't forget to leave your question in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class. Have a wonderful day.